welcome to another, I hope, great adventure of Dr. Russ and air guns. I'm getting ready for a hunt trip, and I thought I'd put some things in that maybe you're forgetting to take, and if you take some things that you think I should take, please put it in the comments, because I'm all about being prepared. First of all is this backpack, and I think it's made of, I don't know this for sure, but I think it's made of 600 denier. That's as thick a canvas as you possibly can. So this is really a well-built one. And then it even has the belt that goes around and the shoulder harness and all kinds of pouches that go on it. And so by and large, it holds just about everything that I have. We're going to take a look at what I have that goes into this in just a moment. Some of you kind of like this humor that I've been beginning with. And for those of you who remember the old Art Linkletter show, he went into a kindergarten class and was asking kids things, and they would say the darndest things. And today that trait is still carrying on with some teachers in elementary schools. And a friend of mine shared these with me. Michael, who was age 14, said, when your dad is mad and he says to you, "Do I look stupid?" Don't answer. Don't answer. That's good advice and wisdom, if you will. Another young boy said, I'm not sure if it was a boy or girl, but his name was Kyoto, age 9. Said, never hold a dustbuster in one hand and your cat in another. I can only imagine what that resulted in. And lastly is Andrew, age 9. He said, puppies still have bad breath, even after eating one Tic Tac each. Well, you probably know that my wife, Dr. Paula, she decided in retirement that she wanted to raise Doberman puppies, and so we have a couple of litters every year. And puppies do have bad breath. Here's this thing, so cute, cuddly, warm, snuggles up into your neck. But why the bad breath? Well, I can tell you why. For 3 weeks, they live in what's called a birthing box. And they poop and pee. And their eyes are shut, so their nose and lips, they just lick each other up and kind of keep each other clean. And that causes some bad breath. So don't get real excited about a puppy with bad breath. They do grow out of it. Well, let's see what I find and put into this. By the way, this backpack, you can find all kinds of backpacks for $20, $30. This was from CV Life. Now keep in mind, I'm not on their salary. I struck a deal for them that if you go into their catalog, cvlife.com, you can get their items. I think this was around $40. And then you get a 15% discount on that. That'd be like another $7 off of that. I did a video a year ago on binoculars, and since then I found out what's really important about binoculars. That's coated lenses. It allows you to see early morning, early night. But I've had some Swarovskis that are $1,000 and they're crystal clear. And why? Well, I don't know it was $1,000, but I do know that they advertised that they had Bach, B-A-K, Bach 4 glass. CV Life has Bach 4 glass. These are $75 minus the 15%, and they're crystal clear. And they've got 4 different ones to choose from, and they're all this most popular size of 10 by 42s. They all allow these adjustable eyepieces, and you adjust with the right eye, and then both center focuses here. It was $70 for those, but they had them for $50 and $70 and $100. I think the most expensive binoculars was around $120, and they all had Bach 4. I've been wanting to get into night vision, And CB Life was in the night vision too. What a beautiful set this is. This lens here is what sends out the red infrared that picks up all your critters out there at night, and then this goes up to I think it's 10 power. Nice case, all kinds of adjustments, and you can even record what you're seeing and watch it the next day. You can see the top of this case here has like little ears on it, and those ears is what allows you to put that away successfully. Another thing that goes is duct tape. I'm telling you, I can't tell you how many times I've used duct tape on this. And missing here, but I always take, is some pruning shears, because I want some nice cutout lanes where I think the deer are going to be, or critters, or whatever. So you need pruning shears, some duct tape. If you are going to sit on the ground, you're going to need a cushion. If you're going to sit in a chair, try to get one of these chairs that revolves, because they'll come at you from this side, they'll come at you from that side. You just never know which way they're going to come from. With archery and with any gun, powder guns, and certainly with air guns, you want a good rangefinder. And I think I told you I sight my air guns in for about 30 yards. And it just so happens that that trajectory comes right back in at about 65, 70 yards, depending on which gun I have. And you want it to be accurate when you're out there hunting. You want to harvest the animal. You don't want to shoot one and trail it for 2-3 miles. I did that once in Wyoming with a powder gun. It's no fun. But this idea of trying to recoup it is very, very important. I'm a big reader while I'm out there. I'll read my cell phone, I'll read a tablet, I'll read a book. But cell phones don't last from dark till dark. So I've always got to have a little extra battery, powered battery, to recharge these cell phones. Let's see what else I put into this backpack. Now, believe it or not, all of this fits into that pack. I've told you on a number of occasions that I love a slingshot and some marbles or round stones because it's silent and it can shoot into some other parts of the woods and bring game towards me, if you will, because they hear it ricocheting in that wood. Here's something that I got from CV Life and did an alteration to it. Here is a set of bipods, and that's not, CV Life has an 8-10 pair starting at around 20 and going up to about 120. But I've always been intrigued by this one pair of bipods. I think they come out of Mexico. $300. And why? Well, in addition to the straight down or the straight up position, they also did an angular, and this really helps with competitive shooting. Well, it just so happens that one of these CV Life, I think this was around $70, I decided that in addition to the groove that they manufactured here and here, that I would put in my own. So this set of bipod has 3 notches, and sure enough, they lock right into that angular position. They also can extend and be long or short and set to your rifle. So remember at CV Life, if you go to the order form and put Russ 15, you get 15% discount, so it's $70 minus 15. You want to carry a good knife. I can't tell you the number of times I did something with one of these multi-Leatherman type. But that's not the knife that you'll skin your critters out with. You want a short blade. First of all, you want a game zipper on it so that you can zip it up and open it up. But you also want, particularly for deer hunting, you want to hold it and put your fingers here. And then you work your way from down low up towards the throat. And you don't want this very sharp blade cutting through the hide and out. So what you do is you reach up and get that larynx, and when you cut it, now we can pull literally everything out. And that gut pile becomes bait, if you will, for coyotes the next day. So it's a short knife. It's not one of these 2-foot long Bowie knives. You know, one of the most important things I forgot is you want to spray some neutralizing scent on your clothing. Probably the night before it's a good time to spray. And then hang them outside at night. That scent is a horrible thing. And you might even take it, because when you get into your position, you may want to spray it some more. But literally is important. And by the way, those are expensive cans. It's about $8-9 now. You can make your own. If you're on the cheap, get some baking soda and some water. Mix it up, and baking soda will take that odor out of your clothes. But it isn't any fun to be sitting there and all of a sudden see ants on your lap and shoulders and arms and coming down the tree and onto your shoulders. So what I do is I spray a couple times in the circle with any of these that I think Yard Guard first of all came out with it. Nice big fog goes out and makes a psst. Now you got to be careful about that in a minute, but the point is you've surrounded yourself. You'd be surprised. There won't be any mosquitoes or anything for an hour, 2 hours. But you want to be careful with that noise, because female does make that same and they'll do it if they see you and they've got pups. So do it, mask it if you can, get it done with. Certainly not with does present. My brother, Rod, got me one of these survival kits. Now, I mean, this thing's chock full of stuff. You want to be careful hauling all this in. It's heavy, but if I'm in an area that I'm not familiar with, this survival box goes with me. Now, CV Life, they didn't tell me this. I had to discover it on my own. But if you order like $40 worth of stuff, you get this free. And I've been talking about what's in this box for a long time. You see, there are flashlights that are absolutely defensive items. This is 18,000 lumens. L-U-M-E-N-S. Lumens is what they advertise flashlights with. Your old-fashioned flashlight with 2 D cells, that's 35. This is 18,000. And I don't want to shine this into the camera, but I'll shine it out there. And I'll let Dr. Paula just come a little bit as close as she can or feels comfortable coming to, and shows you that light on. Now this big head will turn it into a tiny beam or something large. I've had the power go out and put this on a dining room table in the middle of the house. It lights up the whole house. So it helps when you hunt and shoot, and even when you just have a power failure. How much does this cost? $0. Because CV Life says put this on the invoice and it's free if you're ordering $40 worth of stuff. And a 15% discount. So that's cool. If you don't have a high lumen flashlight for home protection and for being out in the woods, going out there in the dark, coming back in the dark, get this one. I don't even think I can buy one at 18,000 lumens. Now, also in my backpack, I have a couple of different sets of gloves because the temperature is different from morning till night. You might want some very warm gloves at night and in early morning, and maybe just some light ones or no gloves in the middle of the day. I also like to bring home a souvenir, and I showed you this goose when I came back from my iguana hunt. This was out floating on its own. It wasn't tied to anything. and it was a mess, and it stunk. But I cleaned it up with some bleach and painted it, and that's my reminder of our last iguana hunt. I also cleaned up this duck decoy, which was a memento from another hunt. Now, let me get to, I think I skipped right over, but you want a good pack of ammo, and you want some magazines, of course, for your gun. Well, let me tell you what I worked out with Mr. Zach Matthews in Georgia, founder of Aries. He took this Edge rifle coming from Turkey, a new company for air guns, not a new company. They're very busy with military guns, shotguns, etc. They've decided to expand into air guns, like Hatson did, Crawl did, and others. So they now are in the air gun business, and they've come out with this bullpup. And Zach began to work with him, said this Elite, or rather Edge, is not good enough. I've got to have something better. And so it has 3 stocks available, camo. Particularly if you do any hunting, you might want that. Secondly, a black if you target practice. Wood if you just love the beauty of that Turkish walnut. A nice bottle rather than, say, a tube. And here is this retaining brace out here that takes this free-floating barrel and holds it steady. Free-floating barrels work with powder guns. I haven't had much luck with them on air guns. Now this tip screws off, and if you call Zach and say that Russ Jones sent you, you're going to get this free suppressor. It's worth a couple $100 in my book. Just remember, anything you put on the barrel causes you to kind of re-sight it in. So maybe with this flash suppressor, you zero it in on a bullseye, and you put the silencer on, and now the grouping is down at 7 o'clock. You're going to have to move it, and you're going to then have to remember what it is. This gun has a cheek piece that comes up and down. It has the rings for a sling. It's got a nice rubberized type handle here, but on my deal breaker list, a gun has to really have a regulator in it. Now, one tells you the power in the bottle, and one tells you the power inside a special compartment here, so that it's nice and consistent. And these guns with regulators shoot better than guns without. No scope is with this, but this does have what we call a quad rail. It's got rails on all 4 sides of the gun, the top, both sides, and the bottom, for all types of accessories to put on. That does come with it, of course. This has a CP scope on it. My favorite now, if you haven't heard it enough, is CV Life. They've got a $110 scope, 15% off. It has a laser on it and a red dot, and that's the scope I like. So I'll be changing the scope here shortly. It also has an adjustable butt, and it comes with 2 barrels, so you kind of get 2 guns for one. It comes with a 22 caliber, and it comes with a 25. And then it comes with 6 magazines, 3 in each caliber. And you fill it through this fill port right here. And another thing that's very, very important is a power gauge. So you can say, I want minimum power, I want maximum power, all of that. And not sure how we did it, but I got Zach to agree. He's selling this gun like you see it for $6.99. If you identify yourself as Russ, $6.95, and a free scope, a free suppressor. So That's on, I think it's the first 250 guns, 300 guns. So if you're planning to get a gun in the future and it's going to be regulated and a bullpup, you want 2 guns for the price of 1, consider this for that $6.95 price. Well, I think that shows you how I pack up a backpack. God bless good, well-packed backpacks. And if you have items that you think are important, please send them to me in the comments section. I answer all the comments. If you thought you learned something today, thumbs up. If you didn't think so, give us a thumbs down. And you're probably subscribing, but if you're not, I'm this far from having 15,000 subscribers, so maybe you're the one that would put me over the top. I trust that you're well. We're going to be shooting, I almost said the word machine gun. It's a full auto BB gun in our next video.